Can YouTube really change your life with less than 500 subscribers? A bunch of YouTubers seem to think so. I've seen their videos floating around here for months. In fact, I think about a year ago, it was actually some of these videos that inspired me to start my own channel. Which is kind of cool to think about, that someday someone might actually look back on my videos and start their own channel because of what I'm saying. It might be a minute, but that's exciting. For now, I'm a baby channel. I know I've got like 30-ish videos out there, but I still feel like I'm not much different than someone who hasn't even hit record yet, which is wild. Because I have hit record. I've invested so much time and energy into this. It doesn't feel like a ton, but if I look back on the old videos, that's a decent amount of work. And so I figured this was the perfect time for me to just sit back and wonder, has YouTube changed my life with less than 500 subscribers? I think I'm at 450 or 60 right now. It's the beginning of August 2024. I've been at this a few months, even though it's been much more casual than I would have liked. At least as far as long form, I did go a full 6 months of posting every single day with short form videos. If you want to hear about that experience, watch this video. But if I had to ask the question, has YouTube changed my life? Yes, I'd say yes. Okay, so how? Okay, first, YouTube has changed my life because creating content today keeps me constantly oriented toward tomorrow. I'm not just like throwing out videos willy-nilly. It's calculated. And it's helping me be more calculated overall, like thinking about what I want out of not just YouTube, but life in many ways. You know, this channel, it's an investment. It's not something I'm expecting much from until like a couple years from now. It's a long-term mission for me, really. And yeah, it might take some years, but I'm 100% confident that it will grow from here. And I think anybody that puts content out there and is regularly improving and committed to the process, people are going to find your videos. Even if not right away, they'll find them later. Part of the deal here with YouTube. So by the time you and I have more than 500 subscribers, or subs, as I've been calling them affectionately in my year of 1K subs goal, which is my goal for 2024. If you want to know about that, watch this playlist. By the time we get there, we'll have our messaging a little more figured out. We'll have our skills down a little bit more. We'll have grown a little bit more of a community, and people will be able to look at our new videos, but also look back on these old videos. They're gonna glean from these OG videos all the time. All the energy we're putting in now with nobody watching, it's just for now. That's what I think anyway. Another huge way that YouTube has helped me personally grow, every time I script, film, edit, anything, I'm growing in my own self-knowledge. It really is an art to think about, what do you want to communicate? How can you say that most effectively? What's most important to you to have a channel about? What do I really believe about a certain topic? For example, I made this video about following your dreams, right? I had to reflect on why that is important to me. Not everyone thinks following your dreams is important or even good. Some people will focus on financial stability or taking care of your family, and dreams don't really matter. And that might be their experience and their truth, but I had to figure out what my truth was and be able to speak it in a way that speaks to people like that and people who want to believe what I'm saying. What would I say to all types of people, even people that aren't gonna necessarily agree with my perspective? Because you can't please everyone. And you'll find that out quickly on YouTube if you haven't already figured it out. People will troll you, people will disagree, people will have their own opinion. That's okay. They don't have to agree. But when you start sharing your thoughts on YouTube, you need to settle in on what you believe and what you most want your community, your viewers, to take away from those beliefs. How can they grow from what you're sharing? That's a huge practice in self-reflection, and one that I didn't necessarily expect from this experience. Speaking of practices that YouTube will give you a ton of experience in, let's talk about vulnerability, everybody's favorite, right? Okay, very cool thing about YouTube, you don't need fancy equipment. You can just show up, right? That is true. I believe that's true. Audio, of course, is more important than video. You need good audio, but in general, show up. Start there. But sometimes showing up is hard. Showing up authentically can be really hard. And showing up can take work to do that well, right? Because we all have these experiences in our day-to-day lives, and sometimes we just have them and don't really think about them. But with YouTube, if we want to share them in a way that helps people grow, that helps people learn, whatever, helps people laugh, if that's your channel, you have to take a few extra steps to organize your thoughts, organize what exactly happened. How can you package that up for someone to consume so they can process it and somehow like live a better life from what they're viewing? So for example, I did this video about a food cleanse I did for 3 weeks, and I could have just had that experience and then let it die in my memory and no one would have taken anything from it. But instead I thought about what happened and cataloged it through a video in a way that hopefully people down the road can learn from my experience. Another example, I've done some videos on gigs I've gotten on Upwork. Some of them were good money for fun projects. I don't work with these clients anymore, but to package up that experience might help someone else get a gig online too. And maybe they'll take it even further, or it'll change their lives in bigger ways. I don't know. Now, it's really not always a fun experience to be vulnerable about things, especially weaknesses and failures that we have along the way, but any time that I've just pushed past that and opened myself up to share in a vulnerable moment, even when it doesn't necessarily feel fun, it's helped me grow, and the people around me that are soaking that in have expressed their appreciation. So it might be uncomfortable in the moment for me, but that doesn't mean it's not doing something extremely powerful, which a lot of times I think it can. Which is good, because we might need to hold on to that benefit when, you know, the internet trolls come, or the unsolicited advice or judgment from people from high school. And of course, the fact that you might not even agree with your own thoughts from your own videos down the line. And it might not even be like a long down the line. Like, it could be a month from now or a couple weeks from now, and you're like, why did I say that? I don't believe that anymore. Or you find yourself cringing at your original content. I think we're all going to have that. But let's get back to the positives. I got 2 more ways that YouTube has changed my life, and one is through the YouTuber community. I mean, finding other humans who are doing exactly what you're doing, right? Showing up on camera, sitting there talking, reflecting on their beliefs, how they can share them well, and being willing to show up vulnerably, regularly, even if they're not getting much of a response in the beginning. There is a YouTuber, Dusty Porter, who has an awesome YouTube Creator Hub podcast I've listened to since I first started making videos. He also has a Patreon Discord channel that you can join for like $5 a month. I am not sponsored here, simply appreciative of that community, and you really can't beat that for connecting with others who are doing what you're doing, who are willing to critique your content, who will ask and answer good YouTuber questions, tons of years of experience within that group, and they just generally get what it looks like and feels like to show up online, especially as a newbie, which I still think I am. And then as far as the YouTuber community, there's Threads, which is my favorite place to connect with other YouTubers lately. And there's a huge range of people who will interact with your posts. It's not just new people. There's very experienced YouTubers on there. Honestly, if you're looking for others on Threads, just start posting about YouTube and they will probably come to you. If not, you can look up the YouTube creators hashtag. After you look that up and start posting, you'll probably see more and more content about YouTube. And I wouldn't even suggest doing it for like follows or subscribers. Like, that's not the end goal here. They could have different interests than you anyway, so like you don't necessarily want to be finding the community to find subscribers, but more for support, advice, feedback, and just camaraderie on this potentially long journey ahead. Oh, and while we're talking about subscribers, shameless plug, if you've watched this far in this video, you'd probably enjoy other content for dreamers and doers, especially videos focused on healthy habits and how they can help you reach your bold dreams. So please like and subscribe if that sounds like you, and help me get this channel to more than 500 subs, hopefully 1,000 subs by the end of the year. We're trying. All right, last but not least, starting a YouTube channel has given me an added purpose in life. I won't say it's given me purpose in life. I feel like I had that before, but it's given me another one. This channel will be my legacy. I know it will change along the way. It might make me some friends along the way. It might get monetized. Like, there's so many other good benefits. But ultimately, for me, this channel is about a legacy that extends beyond my days on this earth. You know, reading the book Endure by Cameron Haynes really helped me reflect on this. It helped me reevaluate what focuses I wanted to have with my life, and to just keep hammering on those focuses, those goals, as you move ahead. And while YouTube isn't my only focus, it sure is one of the main ones. And yes, sure, I might make money from it. Like, I'm not going to ignore that monetization is a possibility, but I both know that money coming from this is going to take time and that it's inevitable. So like, I'm excited for that to come to fruition over time, but it's gonna happen. So let me focus more on my message. Let me focus more on why I'm doing it, and just stay really true to that along the way. So yeah, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, my best advice would to be just buckle in for a 2-year process if you are all in throughout those 2 years. And by that I mean, if you stop for a month, like, and don't post anything, then probably add a month to those 2 years. Expecting it to take that long is really the only way to go into this process, keeping it manageable, realistic, and to like see the fruits from your labor along the way, staying focused on why you're doing this to begin with, and enjoying it, hopefully. So if you want to go all in on YouTube without overwhelming yourself, watch my video about 1% growth with each video, so you can focus on these small incremental changes over time and actually enjoy this journey rather than burning yourself out trying to make it too perfect to begin with, or even worse, never getting started because you get analysis paralysis. I'm one to talk because I don't like usually going slow with things, but slow and steady is the way to go with this. So stick in there, and I'll see you after 500 subs.